Hello there everybody and welcome back to Costume Quest. We were just about to enter the Carnival after retrieving our lost costumes and getting 3 tickets from the hot dog seller. Remembering of course that we also got our fresh and new hot dog costume. And I do believe, if I'm remembering correctly, we did trick-or-treat at all the houses near that first area that we were in. So yeah, the only thing left to do now is to go into the carnival. We all have costumes and tickets. May we come in? There, that wasn't so hard, was it? Oh, by the way, the Ferris wheel is broken. Take this constellation costume pattern before I change my mind. Have fun at the carnival. Oh, so we get a vampire piece, which is kind of neat that we're going to be able to get some more costumes too. And here you are. Who are you? I am many things, a helpful cat, a mysterious scarecrow. But in my truest form, I am simply Dorian, humble mystic, and brother of Dorsilla the witch. Plot twist! You, Dorsilla's brother? You've been helping us all along? My sister's fallen into a bad crowd. She needs to be brought to her senses, but I can't be the one to do it. Why? Because she's really mean and I'm totally afraid of her. But I can help you do it. Get to the top of the Ferris wheel. There you will find the path. But hurry, you're running out of time. Alright, well, never knew that she had a brother, but that kind of answers our question as to some of the mysterious type stuff that we've been seeing around. And there's a couple of things to do in this area, actually quite a few things to do. We've got to do pretty much all the rest of our trick-or-treating. We can trick-or-treat at all of the different carnival tents. There's also a ramp here, by the way. Just another additional ramp if you failed to use all the ones that you need to use for the achievement by now. He's mentioned getting up to the top of the Ferris wheel. We have our last bobbing for apples game, and we also have these grubbins and other enemies to take care of here at the bottom of the Ferris wheel. So let's do that first. Oh no. Let us go! Please, I'm afraid of heights! Ha ha ha. See, I told you these humans were full of candy. You were right. I guess I owe you a hug after all. Let those guys down. It's those kids that Drusilla told us about. We can't let them get on the Ferris wheel. Alright, so obviously we're going to have to rescue those kids, but we also want to pick up all this candy that's laying around at the bottom here. Now you're not able to sneak up on these enemies and do a preemptive strike, unfortunately, so we have to fight one of each, actually. This is really interesting to see a grubbin, a trobog, and a crow all in one battle. That hasn't happened for quite some time. And these are all the heavy-hitting melee attackers here. We don't have any warlocks or anything to look after, so it doesn't really matter what order I'm going to take them out in, really. So we'll just start with one. And as soon as we finish up in this carnival area here, we are getting very, very close to finishing this game, believe it or not. I was only about halfway through the game before I actually started to record it, to tell you the truth, which is a little bit unusual for me. Usually I finish a game first, and then I'll decide to record it. But this game is very simple. It has all the same mechanics all the way through. And I basically was mostly just checking to see how similar it was to the second costume quest, which I had played first. So it was sort of a test for me to see like, oh, you know, do I want to do this one so I can follow up and do the second one? And so I didn't know how long the game was kind of before I started this, but it's not as long as I thought it would be. The second game is much longer, so it's actually not going to be as many parts as I originally thought it would be. Which is okay. Sometimes it's good to have short and sweet, but I feel like I've done a lot of kind of shorter projects on the channel lately. I was hoping, because this was an RPG, it was going to be a little bit longer, but anyways, we can talk to the operator of the Ferris wheel if we want to. It's ruined. Ruined! I don't think we'll ever be able to fix the damage that was done to this control panel. Sorry, kids, the Ferris wheel will be closed for a very long time. We have to find another way. Come on, let's look around this carnival some more. If only we could fly. Hint, hint, wink, wink. There's another part of our vampire costume there. And I think that's it. I don't think there's any chests behind here. Obviously, we are pretty much done in this area for now until we can figure out a way to get to the top. I might as well get the apple bobbing game over and done with. What could be more comforting on a cold night than a face full of ice water? Everything? Look, I'll just be honest, the Apple industry pays me to do this. And they're watching me right now, so can we get to it? Still, just love this game's humor. It is really just one of the shining moments, in my opinion. So this is nothing we haven't done before. Again, just go for the green ones when you see them. More valuable than the red ones. There really is no strategy to this. It's just hit or miss whether or not you're going to get a good batch of apples. Thank goodness we're both safe. But not from candy. How horrible. No one is safe from candy. How are the corporate overlords? Shh, you're going to get me fired, or worse. See, there was a little pause there, and all I had was rotten apples to eat, so sometimes that happens, which is a bit of a bummer. But they give me plenty of green ones to make up for it. Wow, look at all those greens! Beauty! Well, that helps immensely. More apples means more candy! Are you sure you don't work for the candy industry? You mean you don't realize they're all the same company? Oh man, I've said too much. That's really interesting, actually. Where I live, like in my country, you actually get tax breaks if you are trying to quit smoking, which I guess is a good thing. And we have all those pictures on cigarette packaging, like all those gross, disgusting pictures. You know, this is what smoking does to you. And I'm not sure if, like, the health organization that, like, benefits from printing those pictures. I really don't know. Unbelievable! You've won the ultimate prize! And that's our creepy treat card. Now you work for them too. Who? Exactly. Alright, so if you've done all 3 levels of those in all 3 areas, you should get an achievement for that. We have successfully done all the apple bobbing. We no longer have to do that ever again as long as we live. So let's start with some trick-or-treating. I could go and rescue the kids on the top of the Ferris wheel, but that's kind of the next story-based thing. So I'd rather just save that for last and then be on our way. But it really does not matter what order you do everything in. Of course, you have to trick-or-treat because you have to be able to get the gate open, as we've seen in every other area. And I think we've only got about 6 or 7 tents to trick-or-treat in, so this is a bit of a smaller area than the housing district that we were trick-or-treating in earlier. And hopefully we'll be able to get to level 9 before too long. I do want to be the final level, level 10, before we attempt the game's final boss. That's not for a little while yet, though. We do still have some time. But we fought pretty much every single enemy up to this point, so we should be pretty much right where we need to be. I know in my practice file I had skipped out on fighting some additional enemies, and I was a few levels lower when I was in this area. I think I was like level 6 going into level 7, and I did find it quite a bit more challenging. And I haven't needed to bust out my healing either. I haven't had to switch to the Unicorn or to Lady Liberty at all. Ren's taking a little bit of a beating here, but we managed to pull it off. Is this kid here one of our hiding children? Yep, he is. Which is like, that's like the worst spot. I can see you. You're not hiding. These kids don't know how to play hide and go seek whatsoever. There's a treasure chest here under this big circus tent with more candy. We're getting lots and lots and lots of candy. You can see our pail is almost completely full. So we need to find the rest of those kids that are hiding so we can get our final upgrade. I think this one holds 2,000 pieces of candy. So as long as we don't hit 2,000 pieces, we should be safe. And the only thing that happens if your candy bucket gets filled is that any candy you get will go to waste, of course. And again, interesting that we have the 3 types of enemies. I think I said in maybe the last video or another video before it that they don't really mix them up as much anymore. But they're making me eat my words, because this is the second time in one video we've seen them all together. We should also be getting to the end of our Creepy Treats collection. I can probably look that up here. You can see that there's a couple of cards that we have doubles of. Actually, a lot of cards that we have doubles of. Some of them we even have 3 or 4 in excess. But we're only missing a couple on our very last page here. So we should be able to find these just from fighting. And there's also probably a couple of kids we're going to run into who want to trade cards, of course. Alright, I think we've just got these 2 in this top row here, and that should be it for all of our trick-or-treating. I hope this last house is a human house. Nope. Congratulations! Our satellites are indicating that all houses and tents are free of candy. Drusilla the Kind has sent a recorded message for the occasion. We're done here, everybody. Let's go home. Alright, so that is Phase 1 of the Carnival all completed. The gate is now opened, but our next step is to figure out how it is that we can find the gate, because I have not seen it since we've been here. Since I'm going to cut down on video time by cutting out a few battles, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go speak to Sadie, since I'm almost maxed out on candy, and I'm going to see if she's got any decent badges. And I know the entire game I've been calling them badges. I know they're stamps, but for some reason my brain just keeps calling them badges, so I'm apologizing for that for anybody who's been driven crazy by that this whole let's play here. And she does have a couple of really good badges. I'm definitely going to get the moldy pumpkin guts because it's going to basically be a step up from the poison badge that I have on Lucy right now. It's going to do splash damage and may apply damage over time, which sounds like all kinds of awesome. The Yodeling Black Widow stamp. Greater chance to cause a single enemy to flee. Now, I have not been using any ability like that, but we might as well buy all of these stamps just because we have the money for it. And this one here applies a attackable stun to a single enemy for 2 turns, which actually might, just might, be useful in our final boss battle. And now we are only missing 4 of these. So I know that we get 1 from our final boss, and Sadie may restore her supply of stamps later on as well. So for now, let's go ahead and equip the Moldy Pumpkin Guts onto Lucy, because that'll just make us a little bit more powerful. It'll really help us out. And that's it for now. I think I'm going to keep my counter and my attack power on until I need to revamp my strategy. I'm gonna come back and kill that crow probably on my own time just for a little bit of additional experience. But I'll stop the video here, and next time we will figure out how to get to the top of the Ferris wheel and try and find a way to the monster gate. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.